Hey y'all, welcome back to the Guide Piper. Today I'm going to give you the final installment in my mini-series entitled My Trials and Tribulations, trying to make the UCLA JV baseball team as a walk-on catcher back in the 70s. Final installment. And so, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, we were getting down, we finally came down to the last day of exhibition season. And final cuts were going to be made after this game, Coach Gary Adams had told us. And as I mentioned in a previous video, even though I got a really good double in that one game, a good hit, I still felt like I needed one more at least. And so we had played the final game of the season. I think it was also on a Sunday of the exhibition season. We were playing Saddleback College, junior college. I remember this. Anyway, so it was a 9-inning game, and as a catcher, I spent most of my time warming up pitchers in the bullpen all day. That the coaches wanted to see all the pitchers too on the final day. I had to do a lot of catching down in the bullpen. I wasn't playing in the game. It's not a lot of fun catching in the bullpen all day. It's tough on the knees, other things, and the hands. Anyway, so finally, he finally went through all the pitchers. It was like at the 8th inning, and we were losing, I think 3-2 or something. And I'm just sitting on the bench, way at the end of the bench. I'm just thinking, this is not looking good. If I don't get into this game, the handwriting is on the wall. I'm not going to make the team. So I'm thinking, I don't even know if Gary remembers I'm down here. This is like not looking good. And all of a sudden, we come up to bat in the bottom of the 8th. We're down by 1. Some guy gets a hit, on our team. And Gary says, he calls me out. He says, grab a bat, go pinch hit. And I was like, oh man, he remembered me. But then I was like all nervous. So I get up, so I get the bat, I take a few practice swings with the, with the weights and everything. And anyway, I get up in the batter's box. And the first pitch the guy throws is a curve ball. And it was it broke way outside in the dirt, but I swung anyway. I was a sucker. I was down 1 strike. And then he throws another pitch. And it was the same pitch, curve ball away in the dirt, a sucker pitch, they call it. I swung and missed again. And I backed out of the box. I heard Gary Adams say, come on. And I was thinking, oh man, please don't throw me another curve ball. So I just figured I'm going to just guess fastball, because if it's a curve, forget it. I always had trouble with the curve. And so I just said, I'm going to guess fastball. And this guy must have tried to outguess me and figured I was going to look for the curve again and he tried to slip a fastball. So he tries to bust a fastball by me, and I was looking for it. It was over the plate. And I swung, and I hit this really high towering drive, just like I did in the batting cage. Pulled it left center, really high. And I just start taking off running. And I get all the way to first base. I'm rounding first base, and I still see these outfielders out there running. And there's like a hill out in Jackie Robinson Stadium out in left field. The fence is up on top of a hill. And so I'm getting all the way almost to second base. The ball hasn't come down yet. And I see these outfielders jumping at this wall. And I hear this roar from the crowd. And it was not a huge crowd, but it was enough. There was a lot of people there. And this roars, and I rounded second base. I thought, oh man, don't tell me they robbed me. I look over at the umpire, and he's got his hand up in the air like this. I thought he called me out, but he was doing this maneuver, and that means it's a home run. And I thought, oh my God, I had never hit a home run all all exhibition season. And it was a 2-run homer. We actually took the lead. I rounded bases. It was the most amazing feeling. I cross home plate. I come back to the dugout, and Gary Adams, first guy to meet me, he kissed me like a handshake. He says, "Son, you just made the team." I could not believe it because that was my dream. It was my Rudy-like experience, fulfilled right then and there. It came down to an 0-2 pitch, and I outsmarted the pitcher. Uh, and guessed right again, this time with no help from nobody except for God. you know. But that's how it all ended up. And my dream to walk on, I succeeded. And I learned from that experience that because of that, anything I set my mind to do, I consider it done. Guide Piper to y'all. Thanks for listening to my series.